can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, you can be stretching and doing stuff if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you are, when you hear the words, they'll still be beneficial to you in some way. So you can start to get comfortable. If you want to come to a still position, you can take your time in some movement that your body is asking for. Maybe some torso twists, maybe some neck rolls, some side body bends, or just any sort of movements, some like cat-cows in the shoulders, anything that your body is wanting to do before you come to rest. And whenever you feel ready, when you feel like you've gotten the kinks out, you can come to a position of stillness. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow the eyes to gently close. And you can mark your arrival to this practice today with a full and deep cleansing breath. A long, slow inhale in through the nose. Holding that for a moment at the top. And then slowly letting it go. Exhaling bit by bit. Pushing that final bit of air out of you to truly empty yourself. And pause in that emptiness. And the next breath can come as it's needed. If you'd like to, you can breathe a few more times just like this if it feels like you might need it. And just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. So elongating the inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, exaggerating the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. I'm just letting this breathing exercise be a restart to the body. Just mark a new beginning in your day. And whenever you feel ready, you can release all guidance over the breath. And simply allow your body to breathe itself. And as you feel your spine elongating, you can feel yourself stepping into that role of the observer, of the witness. And simply observe the rhythm of your breath as it comes in and out of the body without any of your doing. And it is totally okay if today it feels rather difficult to focus on the breath without guiding it or controlling it in any way. Some days can just feel like that. So if that is you today, you can let your focus come elsewhere. You can just focus on the shape that your body is in. And to start to become aware of the relationship between your head and your heart. And just feel that your head is resting right above the heart, and that both your head and heart are resting above the hips. And feeling the space between your pelvic floor and the back of your throat. And feel that these spaces align with each other, so you feel the center line of your body. You can also feel the pubic bone with the navel, aligned with the sternum, aligned with the center of your chin, the tip of your nose, and the third eye center. And you can imagine that there is a string that is gently lifting you up from the crown of your head, so that you can fully release your body into this straight posture. And you can let your sit bones or whatever is making contact with the floor beneath you. If you're laying down, you can imagine just the backside of the body fully surrendering to the surface that supports you. So that you feel yourself being heavy and accepting this surface that you are on, at the same time that you feel lifted and light. And you can bring some awareness now into your face. And first just notice any expression that is resting on the face. Maybe the brow is furrowed, maybe the jaw is tense. And you can just, by being aware of these areas of tension, you can let them start to soften. So you can feel your forehead expanding. You can let your eyelids fully relax, your nostrils soften, your jaw and your tongue release, releasing the chin, the cheeks, the ears. And just trusting the structure of your body, and that everything will be held into place exactly where it needs to be. And you could fully release your eyeballs into their sockets. You can fully release the weight of your brain, of your shoulders, of your hands. And just trusting that the structure of your body will hold everything exactly where it needs to be. Trusting your own anatomy. And you can begin now to start to funnel your awareness to come into your heart. Or just slowly calling all of your awareness to come into your heart center. And start to pay attention to the rhythm of your own beating heart. If at any point you have trouble feeling the rhythm of your heart, you can always place one or both hands on top of the heart to encourage that feeling from the outside as well. And just becoming curious about how your heart is doing, how your heart is feeling. Heavy or light or somewhere in between. And what we'll do now is a visualizing exercise. So I'm going to give a series of cues, and if at any point nothing comes to mind with a cue that I say, and you can feel free to stay on the cue from before. So I'm going to be saying things to evoke a feeling of love or memories of love. And you can let whatever comes to your mind come. There is no wrong way to do this. And this is purely for you. So I'm just focusing on the strongest feelings of love that come up for you and not worrying about the rest. So as you focus on your heart, you can just start to imagine a strong familial love. So maybe this is the love of a parent, maybe of a sibling, maybe of a child, maybe the love of a grandparent or of a grandchild, a cousin, or just someone who you consider to be family. And when you imagine this love, you can imagine a hug more specifically, if that feels good. And just remembering a time when you hugged someone in your family who you loved so deeply that everything else seemed to disappear around you. As you both exhale into each other and just hold each other. An overwhelming feeling that you are safe, you are held, and you are deeply loved by this person. And you deeply love this person. And you can stay in these familial loves a little longer. If there's more you want to imagine hugging, but if you want to move on to maybe a romantic love, a partner of yours who you love deeply or have loved, you can start to envision that hug. And feeling the intensity of this love. You can also imagine a friend, a best friend maybe, a friend from childhood, or a friend who has helped you through a lot of things in your life. And maybe if you two don't often hug, maybe envisioning something that you do together that lets you know of this love. Maybe driving in the car together, going for a walk, or moments in your experience with this other person that have reminded you of this love. And of course, you can stay in any of these realms of friendship, of romantic partner, of family, love, longer if it's calling for you to do so. But if you'd like to move on to other types, you can just continue to follow my cues. So you can now start to envision a deep love you have felt for an animal. It would be any type of animal, dog, cat, a horse, a hamster, anything that you have had in your life that you have loved. And just envisioning times when you have truly felt that maybe snuggling with them in bed, rubbing their belly, scratching their head, going for walks. And just remembering that love that we get from animals, that pure, unconditional love. Very simple love, without the worry of any other layers. This is just an animal that is giving you love and receiving your love. And you can begin to imagine another type of love, the love for a place. Maybe this is your home, maybe your bed, maybe your parents' home, your childhood home. Maybe this is a campground or a beach, or a yard, a park. This is any physical place that you've been that just shifts something within you just by being there. You feel maybe a sense of calm, or maybe you feel a sense of joy and excitement. Maybe you feel a sense of peace. It's whatever comes to mind when I mention a place that you love. Just imagining that you are there right now and just soaking up all those feelings that are associated with this place. And letting yourself bask in all the feelings, the loving feelings that this place brings you. And now starting to transition into a love for an activity or a passion of yours. This might be an instrument. This might be a hobby, like drawing or painting. Maybe a physical activity like running, biking, yoga, cooking, reading, anything else that I might have missed, but any activity that you do that you can lose yourself in. That feels like on some level it is refueling you. And just soaking in the love that you get from this activity, from this passion of yours. And now starting to envision a body of water that you love. It can be a lake, a river, the ocean, a bay, maybe a swimming pool, any body of water that you have fond memories at. And at the same time, starting to envision trees and areas of grass or forests, parts of the earth that you love, maybe your own backyard, maybe your own garden or a public garden. Any parts of the earth that remind you of its beauty and its love that is always being shown by its beauty. The earth's beauty is an expression of its love for us and for the world around us. At the same time, feeling the love for the sun, the moon, and the stars. And you lay out in the sun on a warm day, or even on a cold day, and you get that bright sun that warms your skin. Or even the feeling of rain as it touches your skin. And that's an expression of love too, that shows love to the flowers. Love for the changing faces of the moon, the constellations, the planets. And just remembering how love is the driving force behind everything in our world. And love is the most powerful thing, and it can range from feeling love for your family all the way to feeling love for the sun and the earth. And these are all different expressions of the love in our lives that we have felt, that we are currently feeling, and that we will feel. Love exists in our past, present, and future. And it's not going anywhere. And love is a feeling, a sensation that you have the choice to tune into or not. We can choose to ignore the love around us and focus more on the things that are maybe harmful or that annoy us, and that is a choice. We can also notice when we are making that choice and choose differently. If we're feeling a bit down and pessimistic throughout our days, we have the choice to notice that we are doing that and remember the love. Remember the love that is constantly beating inside of our chests all the time, keeping us alive. Remember the love that's all around you. It's just a shift in your perception that is required for you to feel it. But it's always up to you when you decide to feel this. And also you can remember that we are not meant to feel this pure love all of the time. So it is completely okay and expected when we forget about this love and when we do feel down and pessimistic and in the dark from this love. Because the love wouldn't feel so great if we felt it all the time. We'd get pretty bored pretty fast, probably. So you can let yourself come in and out of these states of pure love and joy, connection, and just fully appreciate them and soak them up while you feel them. And this will help power us through the more difficult chapters in our lives. And you can choose to focus a little bit more on love than you did yesterday. And this is a practice. And the more of what we choose to see, the more we will see it. So that yellow car phenomenon, if you choose to look for yellow cars, you will see a lot more yellow cars. If you choose to look for love, you will see a lot more love around you, and examples of this playing out. So you can bring this idea with you into your new year. And remember that this life, your life, is what you make of it. No matter what happens to you, you have the choice to react. And you can react from a place of love. And this will only better things for you and the people around you. And this takes a lot of practice and a lot of patience. So just being so kind to yourself along the way. Any mistakes you will make, because mistakes will be made. And it's up to us to learn from those and choose better when we know better. So if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position at heart center. Just feel that beating heart in your chest. Feel the pulse of your palms into each other. And as you take a deep breath into the body, let yourself fill up with this new and fresh air. And as you exhale, just letting go of anything that no longer serves you. As you let your head gently bow. Just bowing to the source of energy you believe is allowing your heart to beat. Bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration around you, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone in this space for listening and completing this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding into everything that you do and to everyone that you see.